Today I want to tell you about a man who spent his 20s so exhausted, so depressed, so certain his energy was permanently gone that he thought about ending his life. And I want to tell you how that same broken man became the person who proved something wild. That the tiredness you obey, the wall you hit at 3 p.m., the "I'm done" feeling that makes you close the laptop is almost always a lie. Not your real limit, a false floor. And once you learn where the trapdoor is, you get access to a version of yourself you've basically never met. This is the story of the second wind, and by the end you'll know how to find yours. Welcome to Thought Trek, where we dig up old, half-forgotten ideas and use them on our very modern problems. This week the theme is the second wind, that strange moment when working hard stops feeling like grinding and starts feeling like flowing, when the exhaustion just dissolves. And nobody mapped that doorway earlier or better than the man we're about to meet. So let's go back to a sick room in the 1860s. His name was William James, and if you've taken a psychology class, you've met his ghost. He's basically the founding father of American psychology. But in his 20s, none of that existed yet. What existed was a young man who couldn't get out of bed. He had what doctors then called neurasthenia, a fashionable word for a crushing, draining depression. His eyes hurt. His back hurt. His will was gone. He stared into the future and saw nothing he had the energy to reach. He genuinely wondered if he should go on living. And then, in his late 20s, he read a few lines by a French philosopher about free will, and he made a decision that sounds almost too small to matter. He wrote in his diary that his first act of free will would be to believe in free will. He would act as if his choices were real, as if effort could change something, and see what happened. It wasn't a cure. It was a crack of light. And he spent the next 40 years walking through it, building a whole science of the mind, becoming the most important psychologist his country had ever produced. Now fast forward, December 1906. James is 64, near the end of his life, and he stands up to give the big address to the American Philosophical Association at Columbia. And the thing he chooses to talk about after a lifetime studying the human mind is energy. He calls the talk the energies of men, and here's the heart of it. He says, everyone knows what it's like to start a job feeling stale, feeling cold, and then to warm up to it. And the most dramatic version of that is what he calls the second wind. Normally, he says, we work or walk or play until we hit the first layer of fatigue and we stop. We've done enough. That layer of tiredness becomes a wall, and our whole ordinary life gets lived on this side of it. But he says, if some unusual necessity pushes you onward, something surprising happens. The fatigue gets worse, up to a certain critical point, and then gradually or suddenly it passes away, and you are fresher than before. You've tapped a new level of energy that was masked the whole time by that first wall. And then the line that should be tattooed on every burned out person alive. There may be layer after layer of this. A third and a fourth wind may come. Beyond the very extremity of fatigue, he says. There are amounts of ease and power that we never dreamed we owned, because we almost never push past those early critical points to find them. Sit with that. James is saying most of us live our entire lives inside the first layer of tiredness. We treat the first "I'm done" as the truth, when it's just the first gate. And here's why this isn't just poetic. 100 years later, neuroscientists studying the flow state, that in the zone feeling, found exactly what James was pointing at. When you push through into deep focus, the self-critical, time-tracking part of your brain actually quiets down. Musicians say the music starts playing itself. Athletes say the game slows down. The effort is still happening, but the struggle disappears. James didn't have the brain scans. He just had the courage to keep going past the wall, and the honesty to report what he found there. So here's your dare this week in 3 steps. 1. Find your wall. Be specific. Is it the 25-minute mark of studying? The third set? The ugly first paragraph? You already know exactly where you quit. 2. Next time you hit it, don't go to failure, just go plus 10. 10 more minutes, 10 more reps, 10 more sentences. You're not trying to die. You're trying to knock on the second gate. 3. Pay attention to the timing, because here's the trick James reveals. The dread is always worst right before the wall, not after. Push slightly past it, and you'll feel the thing he promised. The fatigue loosening its grip, the work starting to flow. That's the whole secret, and it's almost insultingly simple. The wall is not the end of your energy. It's a door you've been standing in front of your entire life, mistaking it for a wall. A sick, hopeless young man pushed on it anyway and found rooms of strength he never knew he had, and then spent his life telling the rest of us they exist too. You have those rooms. Most people just never knock. If that hits something in you, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach other people stuck in front of their own walls. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming, and share this with the friend who keeps saying they're too tired. And stick around, because this weekend we've got a two-part story time about a Western philosopher who moved to Japan and spent 6 years learning to fire a single arrow, until a master taught him the most counterintuitive lesson about effort you'll ever hear. Thank you for spending these few minutes here with me. Go find your second wind, and I'll see you on the next one.